Hey, I'm ChristopherJMUA and welcome back to my channel. Unless you've never been here, of course, then welcome. I'm so glad you've stopped by. Today is part 3 of a 3-part series of which I unbox the Hank & Henry mystery box. We've now had the first video, the unboxing, the second video, the Las Hermanas palette review, and now this third video is the Sweet Toof palette review. Yes, you heard me right. I said Sweet Toof. That is so funny to me. I don't know why. Regardless of how funny it is, if you want to see this beautiful palette swatched, played with, tried on, and to see everything there is to see about this palette, then stay exactly where you are, keep doing exactly what you're doing, and keep on watching. This beautiful palette is $21 from hankandhenry.com. As I said before, I did get it out of my Hank & Henry mystery box. It is part of their It's a Party collection, which did launch like 2 days ago on the 14th or the 15th of February 2019. Don't know when you're watching this, thought I'd clarify. Either way, whenever I got my mystery box, this palette was not released yet, so I was super excited to get it, and now I'm excited to get into it. Now, as you can see, this is the outside of the palette. It says Sweet Toof, and it has a bunch of little sprinkles on the outside, and it also has the Hank & Henry logo on the top left. Then if we flip it over, it has all of the ingredients, the name of the palette, and the open date is 12 months, recyclable packaging, and it is a cruelty-free palette. Then we flip it back over, and we pull the sleeve off. We now have the palette itself, which is the same. It has all of the sprinkles along the outside, says Sweet Toof, has the Hank & Henry logo. Flip it over, has the exact same things as the sleeve, and then we open it. It should have a protective sleeve, and it does, and here is the palette. Talk about pastel dreams. This is like every flavor of ice cream at the ice cream shop, all in this palette. All we're missing are the chocolate sprinkles. Here's a cute little close-up of the palette, just so you can see all the shades as they are in the pan close up. And just in case you want to know, here's what the palette looks like close up. It's very pretty. I like it. And then if you're interested, there's the ingredients. Okay, that wasn't fun. Now, let's go ahead and jump into swatching these beautiful shades. The first shade is I Seen. I don't really know how that pertains to sweetness though. I Seen. And then Shuga. Mint Tea. Jelly Bean. But Her Cup. Wow. Oh my gosh, that is insane. Wow. Cuppa Kayk. Hard Candy. Berryz. And then last is the shade Purple, like a kitty cat. Oh, wow. Okay, well that is the entire Hank & Henry Sweet Toof 9-pan eyeshadow palette. And of course, as always, I will insert photos of the swatches, one with flash here, and one without flash here. And you know we had to get a video close-up of the swatches. You wouldn't be on ChristopherJMUA's channel if you didn't get a video close-up of the swatches. Look at that blue. Look at that yellow though. Wow. What? This palette is giving me pastel rainbow dream complete realness. This palette actually kind of reminds me of like a mini version of the Morphe 35i Icy Fantasy palette, the collaboration palette that they recently came out with, full of all pastels. That's kind of what this reminds me of, except this is the Hank & Henry version. This is not the Morphe version. Not to put down Morphe or anything like that. They have a decent range of products and shades within their palettes for a very affordable price. You have to keep in mind their palettes have about twice the shades for the same price as what this palette goes for, but this quality, did you see those shimmers? You saw them, right? You saw the yellow, you saw the purple, you saw it, you know. We need to jump into this palette because I need these shades on my eyes, like now. Now I'm gonna go ahead and quickly prime my eye with the P. Louise base off camera. Give me just a second, I'll be right back. Eye is now completely primed, and I'm gonna start by using my Morphe M433 brush, and I'm gonna go into the shade Cuppa Kayk. I'm gonna start by pressing this directly into my inner corner, but I'm gonna lay color down in a completely different way than I ever do. I feel like I always kind of go the same general direction. Now I always make it different, but I always go light to dark. It's typically how I do it. I think I wanna work a little bit differently this time. I don't really know how it's gonna turn out. Probably not going to, but I'm gonna try anyway. What I see in my head looks really cool, but whenever it comes to actual application, I don't know. Needless to say, I'm going to take this shade and I'm going to carry it all the way across my crease in the half circle that my crease forms, but I'm going to be very careful to only lay it in that area, nowhere else. And actually, before I continue, this is probably gonna get pretty messy, so I'm gonna go ahead and use my e.l.f. eye tape and tape off the angle I want this look to be, because I'm gonna go big with this, I'm pretty sure anyway. I'm feeling adventurous. Eye strips are now on. I've never used the full size strip. I've always cut it in half and done the strip, but for some reason it was so hard for me to get these lined up correctly. I feel like I was doing my eyeliner. You know how I always get it wrong on both sides? It's like I got it wrong every time with these. I'm pretty sure they're still not straight, but I'm gonna roll with it because you know me, I could spend hours trying to get it straight. Hello?
How are you? Is it me you're thinking of?
Now that these are applied, I'm gonna take a little bit more of Cuppa Kayk. I can't tell if that's Cuppa Kayk or Cuppa Cack. Either way, I'm gonna take it and just pat it on a little bit more, but I'm gonna kind of pull it onto the strip. And this is to try and get a little bit of that winged out type shape that you know I love. First shade is applied. Now time to go in with the Morphe M507 little tiny blending brush. This time I'm gonna go into the shade Shuga, and we're gonna start applying this shade right above Cuppa Kayk. And also pulling this shade out just straight so we kind of get that wing continued. Yeah, just like that. And with tiny little downward circular motions, I'm gonna blend that into Cuppa Kayk. And then next, with my Luxie 131 mini angled brush, it's a super tiny brush, hence the term mini. I'm gonna go into the shade Hard Candy, and with this one, I'm gonna put it right above Shuga, and I'm not gonna be afraid to go into my brow, that's fine, mainly because I don't have any room otherwise. And now I have a hot pink brow. I love that. And I'm gonna do the same with this shade. I'm just gonna take it and use tiny little circular motions and start blending it down into Shuga. I just have to say that shade name like that. And now the pink hath been lain. The pink is everywhere I want it to be, just like a Discover card. I think it's Discover. Anyway, now I need to go ahead and cut my crease. I'm gonna be doing that with the P. Louise base, so give me just a second and I'll be right back. Okay, crease is cut, as you can see. Now I'm gonna load up my Luxie 245 small shader brush. It's just a really flat brush with, well, kind of a point to it almost. And I'm gonna go in with the shade Jelly Bean, and I'm gonna start putting that on the inner corner. With the shade Jelly Bean laid down everywhere on the inner corner, inner portion of the lid that I want it, I'm now gonna go into Berryz with a Wet n Wild brush that has sort of the same look and point as the Luxie brush did, but this one's just a little bit wider so I can get a little bit more coverage a little bit faster since I'm working on a bigger section. Okay, that's really, really cool. I like that a lot. So I now think the blending of those two shades is done. Now with that being completely done, the next part's gonna get really interesting. I'm gonna take a pointy cotton swab and some micellar water, and I'm going to cut a wing out of the bottom of the eye. I'm gonna make it like you would a wing just with eyeliner, but I feel like there's a lot of buildup on my eye currently, and if I were to add a wing on top of all of this buildup, I think it might get a little chunky and a little crusty and a little gross. And that's probably gonna take me forever, so I will be back shortly. Now, the next and potentially most fun thing I think I'm gonna do is go in with my Morphe M250-S, which is this super tiny fine liner brush, and go in with my Jeffree Star Velour Liquid Lipstick in the shade Queen Bee, and I'm going to fill in this space with this yellow liner. Now, I'm also going to immediately set it with the shade Buttercup. So bear with me, this is gonna take a second. Liner is now done and set. This is so cool! I don't know that I have ever done anything like this, and I'm kind of in love with it. Ugh. Okay, so now the really hard part. I need to duplicate this onto this eye exactly the same as it is, and I'm gonna try to make it happen. And I also need to go ahead and apply my complexion products so that we can move on to the lower lash line once I do get all of that done. So give me just a millisecond for you, about 3 hours from me, and I'll see you very soon. You know, when I said I was gonna be back in 3 hours, I really didn't take myself seriously. But that's exactly how long it took me to finish everything. Granted, I was watching some YouTube videos in the process of getting ready with my full face, but regardless, it took a really long time. But we are here, we are to the almost finished result, but I need to finish off my lower lash line now. And I just realized that I actually already used every single matte shade in this palette. That makes me so happy. That means I've put the mattes truly to the test, and they look really good. But that does make my lower lash line choice a little bit easier because I don't really want to use a shimmer all over the lower lash line. So I think what I'm gonna do is just go ahead and tie the pink around back into the crease. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the same Luxie 131 mini angled brush that I used in Hard Candy and go into Hard Candy. This time I'm just gonna use the side of it though and dip into it and tap off the excess because I wanna start this right on my lower lash line on the outer corner. And I just want to start lightly buffing this in all along this lower edge. And I'm gonna stop about halfway in. There we go, just like that. And I'm pulling this to right under where the wing starts. That way it almost looks like it's going behind the wing, up and around and back into this whole crease area. Okay, I've got both sides pulled in halfway, and now I'm gonna go back into the shade Shuga with the Morphe M507 brush, the same brush that I used in it previously, and I'm gonna use that shade to fill in the rest of the inner corner. I also went ahead and pulled the pink out into the wing all the way. I figured why not? It just makes it go together even more, so now you can see it all the way out to the tip, and I think that's it. I really love this so much. It's bright, it's colorful, it's beautiful. I didn't do my brows again. Oh my gosh, I didn't do my brows again. What is wrong with me? Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do my brows. Maybe I should add a little bit of yellow in them. No, I'm just gonna do my brows. I'll be right back. Okay, boom, like magic, brows are done. So now, here we are with the complete and final look. What do you guys think? I'm sort of obsessed. This is another very different look for me. I don't know what's been going on. I guess I just feel like trying things I don't normally try, and it's been fun. Maybe it's the colorful palette. I think that's what it is. The colorful palettes are pushing me to try different things, and oh, it's so fun. And I had a lot of fun making the lip mimic the cut crease portion of the eye. I thought that was really fun too. But anyway, I digress because we are here to talk about the Hank & Henry Sweet Tooth palette. So would I recommend this palette? Yeah, I definitely would. If you like color, you gotta like color. Especially sort of pastel-y tones. I thought they were gonna be more pastel than what they are. They're not really, I mean, yeah, the pink is kind of pastel, but the blues are not pastel. It's like a primary blue, and it's like a baby blue. There's a hot pink. Really, there's one kind of baby pink. And the yellow ended up being extra pigmented. So let's just say it definitely resembles the sprinkles that are on the package. That is for sure. This is exactly what they are, which makes sense because that's what the palette is all about. So yes, definitely 10 out of 10 recommend. I absolutely love this palette. It was so much fun to work with, and the quality of the shadows was so bomb. The pigmentation was there, the blendability was there. The yellow shade Buttercup laid down perfect on top of the Jeffree Star Velour Liquid Lipstick. And that says a lot because you're packing a powder on a lipstick. I mean, it's not necessarily just a cream base, you know, it's a lipstick. And to me, that's just big shadow energy, you know what I mean? It's great. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this review. I hope you enjoyed all 3 of the videos that I filmed for this series. If you did enjoy the video or the series, please give me a thumbs up. It does let me know that you like my content and the looks that I create, and it also lets others know that you like my videos. And it really helps me out. It makes me feel good. It makes me look at it and be like, oh yay, they liked it. Also, if you guys want to see this look or any looks like them, you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. My username is the same for everything. It's just ChristopherJMUA. And if you gain nothing out of this video, if you gain nothing out of any of my videos, please at least gain this, and that is to always remember and never forget that you are absolutely beautiful. And I love you guys. Bye.